Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Mikel Arteta has doubts about incredibly talented Arsenal man. He could be sold now. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta is believed to have doubts over the quality of Matt Turner, who has been linked with a move away from the club this summer. The Gunners deserve immense praise for their performances last season. They were the best team in the country for most parts of the campaign, but too many mistakes in the final 2 months cost them. Mikel Arteta is desperate to avoid the same this season, so he wants to keep everyone on their toes. One Arsenal player who could be sacrificed, however, is Turner, with Nottingham Forest keen to sign him, reports the Daily Mail. Arsenal signed Matt Turner from New England Revolution before the start of last season. The American, branded as an incredibly talented goalkeeper by Shaka Hislop on the Highbury squad, came in as an unknown quantity, but he quickly impressed. He played 7 times for the Gunners last season and kept 4 clean sheets, which is not a bad return at all for someone in his first ever season in Europe. Turner is now USA's number one as well and is a solid goalkeeper. However, he is just not on the same level as Aaron Ramsdale at Arsenal, which may well be why he could be moved on. Numerous reports over the last few days have claimed that Arsenal are keen to sign David Raya from Brentford this summer. The Mail backed those claims and have shared what this means for Turner. The outlet reveals that Arsenal boss Arteta has doubts and is unsure about the American. That's why the club are entertaining talks of a transfer to Nottingham Forest and are looking at Raya as a replacement. Turner still has 2 years left on his contract at Arsenal with an option of another 12 months. That puts the Gunners in a strong position in transfer negotiations. Sky Sports journalist says Arteta is about to sell 24-year-old Arsenal player to Premier League club. Sky Sports journalist Lyall Thomas has claimed that Arsenal are on the verge of selling Auston Trusty to Sheffield United. The Gunners are back in London after an eventful pre-season tour of the United States. They finished it off in style with a fantastic win over Barcelona in their final game in the USA. Now the focus is on the game against Monaco tomorrow, but one player who was on the preseason tour is unlikely to take part in the clash: Trusty. Arsenal decided to sign Auston Trusty out of nowhere 18 months ago. The American joined Mikel Arteta's side from Colorado Rapids, a team owned by Stan Kroenke. Nobody really thought much about the transfer back then, but the defender made a brilliant name for himself out on loan at Birmingham City last season. The 24-year-old was one of their best players. He impressed numerous clubs in the Championship last year, including Sheffield United, who are back in the Premier League now and are keen to sign him. Trusty has been heavily linked with the Blades over the last few weeks, and it looks like the transfer is finally on the verge of completion now. Sky journalist Thomas revealed that talks are at an advanced stage between the two clubs after a fee of around £5 million was agreed. A medical is expected to take place in the coming days now. Bukayo Saka says no one sees how hard 23-year-old Arsenal player works. Arsenal star Bukayo Saka has raved about Reece Nelson and his work ethic behind the scenes at London Colney. The Gunners are gearing up for the new season, and Saka will once again be their star man. The Englishman is one of the best players in the Premier League, and he has the ability to win games on his own. However, Saka alone will not be able to help Arsenal win the Premier League. Players like Nelson need to step up too. The Arsenal number 7 raved about his compatriot while speaking to ESPN today. Bukayo Saka and Reece Nelson both came through the ranks at Arsenal, but their careers have panned out slightly differently. The Gunners' number 7 has gone from strength to strength since his debut and is up there with the best right wingers in world football right now. Nelson, on the other hand, has had a difficult few years. The Englishman was the original star boy at Hale End, where everyone expected him to become a top player for Arsenal. He hasn't quite fulfilled that hype, but he showed last season that he has the quality to step up when required, despite starting just 5 games in all competitions. Saka knows Nelson better than most others, and he said about him, I'm happy every time I see one of my boys do well. Reece Nelson, the winner against Bournemouth. I'm so happy for him. That moment, he deserved it. No one sees how hard he works behind the scenes, and he has been unlucky with some injuries. I hope he can kick on from there. Eddie as well, Emil. I hope we can continue to make an impact because we all love this club. Nelson seemed to have a spring in his step every time he came on, and he looked a completely different player to what he had previously shown. Arteta pushed hard to keep him at the club in the summer, and everyone at Arsenal will be hoping he will have a big season now. Newcastle is still planning move for magnificent £25 million Arsenal player. Eddie Howe has seen a few players arrive already with the marquee signing of Harvey Barnes, seen as an excellent piece of business for the Magpies. However, with the Champions League football to come, Howe wants more strength and depth, and according to the Times, Arsenal defender Kieran Tierney remains a key target. Tierney has been of interest to Newcastle for some time now, but as yet there has been no breakthrough. Indeed, reports this week have even suggested Mikel Arteta is keen to keep hold of Tierney, despite him playing second fiddle at left back to Zinchenko. The £25 million signing has fallen down the pecking order a tad since Mikel Arteta came in. However, given he is a seasoned international player, Tierney is very much liked by a number of Premier League clubs. Whether or not Newcastle do eventually make a bid remains to be seen, but with the window ticking on and still a month to go, there is time for things to change. Tierney then could well end up being a Newcastle player come September. Trippier on one side and Tierney on the other is a great combination and balance for the Magpies. Yes, Dan Burn is there at the moment, but Tierney would give them a different feel. The Arsenal man has been unlucky really to fall down the pecking order like he has done, but there remain a top player there. Lauded as a magnificent talent, Tierney could well up to push for a move if there is no further guarantees from Arteta in the coming weeks. Mikel Arteta frustrated with the 24-year-old Arsenal player's passing on a preseason tour. Mikel Arteta was visibly frustrated with Arsenal goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale's passing during the club's preseason tour of the US. That's according to The Athletic, with the outlet taking a look at why Arsenal are exploring a deal to sign a Brentford shot-stopper David Raya. David Ornstein broke the news on Sunday that the Gunners hold an interest in signing Raya this summer. It came as a surprise to many due to Ramsdale's brilliant form for Arsenal last season. The 24-year-old has been a mainstay under Arteta after taking Bernd Leno's place shortly after arriving from Bournemouth in 2021. While the outlet notes that Raya wouldn't necessarily be coming in to replace Ramsdale, he would provide stern competition for the Englishman. And it's noted how Arteta was unimpressed with Ramsdale's distribution on Arsenal's preseason tour. Ramsdale made a glaring error during the 2-0 preseason defeat to Manchester United in New Jersey. The Athletic notes how his distribution was also a little erratic during Arsenal's friendlies in the US. Indeed, Arteta could be seen turning away in frustration after Ramsdale mishit passes out of play. It has certainly come as a surprise to see Arsenal eyeing a move for Raya, given Ramsdale's performances over the past 2 years. The former Bournemouth man also put pen to paper on a new 4-year deal back in May. Ramsdale displaced Leno at Arsenal due to his superior distribution and hasn't looked back since. But if Raya does complete a switch to North London, he will face serious competition in that department. The Brentford goalkeeper has proven to be a top quality operator with the ball at his feet and seems like a good fit for Arteta's system. Nevertheless, the number one spot would certainly still be Ramsdale's to lose, and bringing in Raya might just help the England international step up his game even further. What Arsenal staff have told David Raya in private conversations, says a journalist. David Raya to Arsenal is a transfer rumor that caught many off guard over the weekend. Indeed, if there is one position Arsenal don't necessarily need to strengthen, it's goalkeeper. But for some reason, it looks as though the Gunners are in the market for a new stopper. Arsenal supposedly do want Raya, but the question is, what role would he play if he joined? With Aaron Ramsdale as the Gunners' current number one, it would stand to reason to believe that Raya wouldn't get that much football at the Emirates. However, according to Dean Jones speaking on the Ranks FC Ultras podcast, Arsenal have told Raya that he will have a genuine chance to play next season and that the opportunity is there for him to be the number one at the club. Jones shared what he's heard about Raya. He said, no, but he's being told that if he comes in, he is providing genuine competition and he has the opportunity to be the number one at Arsenal. This is extremely positive that they want to bring in a goalkeeper of this level, and this style shows that they are not stopping here. They are going to continue moving this project forward at every opportunity they get. This is a very risky strategy from Arsenal. Yes, Raya is a good goalkeeper, but there is such a thing as too much of a good thing. Aaron Ramsdale hasn't put a foot wrong in recent years, and if you pile this sort of pressure on him, his performances could start to wane. Of course, it could go in completely the opposite direction, but this is not a necessary risk in our view. Edu and Mikel Arteta risk upsetting the apple cart by bringing Raya in. Liverpool now aiming to sign incredible player before Arsenal make a move. Journalist Ben Jacobs claims that Liverpool are now aiming to sign Romeo Lavia before Arsenal enter the race to sign the Southampton star. Jacobs has been speaking to Give Me Sport and shared an update on Lavia's future. Both Liverpool and Arsenal have been heavily linked with a move for Lavia this summer, with Jurgen Klopp and Mikel Arteta keen to bolster their midfield options. Of course, Klopp has already snapped up Dominic Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister, while Arteta has added Declan Rice and Kai Havertz to his Arsenal midfield. Sky Sports reported just last week that Liverpool have had a £40 million bid knocked back for Lavia. Now, Jacobs claims the Reds are aware of the need to move quickly to secure the Belgian signature. Speaking to Give Me Sport, Jacobs states that Liverpool are aware of interest from Arsenal and Chelsea in Lavia. He said, that's where Liverpool are conscious to move fast to make sure that Arsenal don't enter the race for Lavia, because then they could offer a Champions League football, and also to make sure that Chelsea don't enter the race for Lavia too. Liverpool seem to be the front runners for Lavia at this stage, having already made their move to sign the youngster. The 19-year-old has been lauded as an incredible talent, and the Reds will be keen to replace Jordan Henderson and Fabinho after the deal completed switches to Saudi Arabia. Arsenal may have shown interest in the Suns midfielder, but it remains unclear whether or not they will move for another midfielder. Thomas Partey's future is up in the air at the moment, but if the Ghanaian completes a move away from the Emirates Stadium, Lavia could emerge as a target. Fabrizio Romano responds to Arsenal transfer links with Bundesliga star. Fabrizio Romano has responded to the recent Arsenal transfer rumors linking them with a possible move for Eintracht Frankfurt midfielder Djibril Sow. Writing in his exclusive column for Count Offside, Romano explained that there is no final decision on Sow's future yet and suggested we'll have to wait and see if the Gunners decide to join the race for the Switzerland international signature this summer. Sow has impressed in his time in the Bundesliga, and it seems he currently has interest from Sevilla and Lazio, while Romano has suggested Arsenal are currently happy to continue with Thomas Partey in that area of the pitch. The North London Giants have had a busy summer so far, bringing in Declan Rice, Yurian Timber and Kai Havertz, so it remains to be seen how much more they can spend without selling first. so doesn't exactly look like he'd make sense as a priority, with Romano also providing an update on the club's pursuit of a Brentford goalkeeper David Raya. Romano said about Sow, "Some fans have asked me about reports in Italy on Gabriel Sow, but my understanding is that no decision has been made by Sow yet. Lazio and Sevilla are insisting for him. Let's see if Arsenal decide to enter the race, but at the moment they are happy with Thomas Partey staying. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out."